channel. Now, if you're here, I assume that you're interested in understanding foreign policy analysis. And before we actually go into foreign policy analysis, let's take a view of what has happened in the world for the last decade. Starting with something close to home, the Global Maritime Fulcrum, which was, if you remember, introduced by Joko Widodo in 2014.
President Jokowi intends to bring back the glory of Indonesia's maritime through the strategic program of Nawacita in order to make Indonesia a global maritime fulcrum.
Now, while we're talking about maritime ambitions, let's take a look at China, who in 2013 unveiled the Belt and Road Initiative.
2,000 years ago, the ancient Silk Road helped China spread goods, ideas, and culture all the way to Europe. Today, China aspires to recreate a maritime Silk Road of ports and an economic belt across 70 countries of roads in the orange and railways in the red.
Massive. Now let's take a look over at Europe now, shall we?
We should celebrate the fact that, freed from the constraints of the European Union, we once again will be able to find our place in the world.
And then the United States, the most powerful country in the world.
And yes, together we will make America great again.
Now you may be wondering why these things happen. How are we supposed to understand them? How do we explain Donald Trump yelling America first in front of a huge audience? How do we explain the people of the UK voting for Brexit? How do we explain China's maritime ambitions? And how do we explain Indonesia's sudden interest in maritime affairs? Now, these things are called acts of foreign policy. They're more like statements. But from those statements, actions follow. Now, in order to implement the Global Maritime Fulcrum, Indonesia has sought a lot of foreign investment. Indonesia has also sought to increase its naval power. And on the other hand, China, too, has also sought to increase its economic power. It has also sought out ports, strategic ports in various regions, okay, in the Indian Ocean. And now the issue here is, how do we understand these actions? What consequences do they have? Why are these actions taken? That is the goal of foreign policy analysis. Okay, so in this course, we are actually concerned with two big questions. The first question, how do states formulate and implement their foreign policy? Second question, why do states adopt certain foreign policy decisions? In weeks and in the following videos, we'll go through some important foreign policy decisions such as the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Vietnam War, and even the Belt and Road. And we're going to focus our observation on four variables. First are the views. Now, in this we ask, how do policymakers perceive foreign affairs? Because there's quite a link between how policymakers see foreign affairs and the actions or decisions that they make. The second variable that we're going to be talking about is process. How are these decisions made? Now, and like any decision, there's always a process that needs to be followed, whether you're the president or if you are the minister, or maybe if you're the CEO of a corporation. There's always a specific procedure that is often followed when you're making these decisions. Of course, there are some exceptions, but normally speaking, there's always a process. Now, these decisions are often the result of this process, so we want to understand what this process is. Third thing that we're going to talk about is action. What action has been taken? Fourth thing that we're going to be looking at are confounding variables. Now, these are the unexpected things that happen in the process. You know, when you throw a wrench into the machinery, something always goes wrong. Maybe there's a lack of information. Maybe intelligence doesn't the policymakers don't read intelligence in time, or maybe there's a conflict of interest, as we see in America right now. The point is, foreign policy decisions aren't always made by clear-headed individuals, nor are they made in, incorruptible procedures. There's always going to be that wrench that someone throws in the machinery and it basically just throws the entire thing off. Okay, now I hope that was a clear introduction. It's quite short, but I hope it at least gives an idea of what to expect for the future classes and at least what we're going to be looking at in the future. That's the end of this video, and I look forward to seeing you in foreign policy analysis. As usual, please like, comment, subscribe. You'll be really helping out a very, very new YouTuber like me. Okay, now, then I'll see you again in another video.